Well, I'm back. This is your brother Jihad Alameen, G4G, power in your position. Behind the motivation. These are the moments behind the morning motivation. And we're here to celebrate, support, and get everybody's day going and just let you know how it go behind the scenes. If you want to support this channel, you can send something to the a donation to the Cash App on the screen. You also can like, you can subscribe, and you can share this video or the videos that you find on this channel. Um, let's get it started again. Good morning. It's your brother Jihad Alameen, G4G, grinding for greatness and power in your position. Where greatness is in your grind and you have the power within you to push and propel you to whatever place or space you want to be in. Our motivation moment of today is life is what you make it. Life is whatever you make it based off of how you react, respond, and the meaning that you put on the things that happen to you and the things that you do that happen to the world. I challenge you today to put the meaning on life that will bring you joy and prosperity. And if nobody told you today, this week, this month, or this year, I love you, I believe in you, and we out. Well, if you watched the video before this, you're going to see what I said before. And then the announcement came on, so I stopped it. And now I did it again. So I said something different. So sometime they are scripted. Sometime I have it already planned out or formulated out of what I'm going to say. And then sometime I just read the quote and sit with the quote and let the quote come to me, or let the expression or the build out of the quote come to me, and then I say whatever come to me in the moment, like an evangelistic preacher, I guess. So yeah, sometimes the message just comes. Sometimes I already have it planned out and thought out. Both ways, I guess it still just comes to me. But this message today of life is what you make it is one of those, you don't have to be mean because it could be harsh enough, especially depending on the moment you're in. And depending on the moment, you don't want to hear that, right? But in reality, life is what we make it. Like the meaning that we put on life, the meaning that we put on the things and the situations that occur in life, um, the responses we have based off of those meanings makes our life, right? It's a lot of things that happen in our lives that it's not easy to put a meaning on it that makes you feel good. And sometimes there's no feel good meaning to put on it. And that's fine. But then, as my granddad would say, like, you could fall down in the mud, but then you ain't got to stay in it. So you may have to have your feelings. I call it an Oprah moment. You may have to cry. You may have to yell and scream. You might have to punch a pillow or punch a punching bag or go run 30 miles or lift 15,000 pounds of weights or go to sparring class or dance really hard or whatever it is you do that therapeutically gets you to a mindset or to a space that gets you back to your baseline or better than your baseline. And then you have to start putting a thought process around what's happening or what had happened that could lead you to a better place, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want some joy, some happiness, some success, some calmness, some peace of mind, all of those things come out of the life, is part of the life. And most of us don't want a hectic, frustrating, depressing, sad life. Like most of us don't. So then it's tactics and strategies that you can actually be deliberate about making your life how you want it. And it seemed corny. People say, close your eyes and see yourself in the meadow or in a relaxing place or your safe place. And it seemed corny, right? I don't want to do that. Close my eyes. I don't want to do none of that. That's whack. That's lame. That's feminine. That's whatever you want to call it, right? But in reality, if somebody told you on the flip side, like, I want you to really focus on like something that makes you sick, like not just sick, like angry sick, because we talk about sick as being mad or upset, but sick, like physically sick, like emotionally sick, like a visual, right? And the fact that I'm talking about this right now, some people gonna cut this off because they don't want to do that. And I'd be like, and I always ask people like, well, why wouldn't you do that? And they be like, because I don't want to get sick. So you believe that you could make yourself sick by thinking about something, right? By visualizing it, but then you don't believe that you can make yourself healthy or happy or better by thinking about it or visualizing it. So then that's the catch 22 is, you can make a life, and we believe that we can make our life bad, and we open to the idea of making that we could think ourselves into making something bad, or making us feel bad, or making us look bad, or or setting us back some steps. So we believe that we could do that by thought, by visualization, by focus. But then we don't believe that we could do that on the flip side, right? We don't, and that's an issue that we have to untrain ourselves for. If your thoughts, your mind, your vision can actually impact you in the material world, then your thoughts and mind and vision can impact you on a positive sense. And that ain't just pie in the sky, gassing you up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you could be conscious and deliberate about doing good and feeling good just as well as you could be conscious and deliberate about doing bad and feeling bad, right? So I had some friends who really put effort into trying to kill their conscience because of the lifestyle that they was living, and the world that we was living in, and how they perceived to be able to gain success, power, peace of mind in that world was that they had to do some things that was outside of what their conscience was, outside of what their nature was, right? And they deliberately would work on desensitizing themselves to the things that either happened around us or the things that they would have to do or felt like they had to do in order to survive or to thrive, right, in that environment. And if you can deliberately work on doing that on one end, you can work on doing it on the other end, which I did, right? And I remember when one of my friends was like, "Man, you different. You almost like you old happy go lucky corny dude." You know what I mean? And I remember I kind of was able to lose the skull and the and the don't don't talk to me face, and the don't run up on me, and if you do, type of vibe. And I learned that even in working out of that, I didn't lose it. So if I needed it, I could, right? Just as well as if you capable of doing something, if you don't do it, you still capable of doing it, and you could deliberately, consciously practice defending yourself or defending your home or defending your block. You could run. That's why the organizations, the military, whatever, they run practice drills, right? They run them to practice them so just in case it happened, but then you don't have to live in that space all the time, right? You don't have to live in that space in your mind and in your imagination all the time. Like that's a terrible place to live. So the life that you're making, you could actually make a good life and still be capable of protecting yourself. Because I think that was the thing that I struggled with. I never asked my friends at that time that something that they struggled with, but I know I struggled with wanting that balance, the environment that we was living in, juxtaposed to the life that I really wanted to be living in, and the person that I had to be to maneuver this environment that I'm in, compared to the person that I had to be to maneuver in the environment that I wanted to be in. And that ain't just saying I wanted to run off and escape and get away and get out and run to the suburbs or nothing like that. I'm just saying a happy life. So then I started doing stuff like sweeping up around my house, sweeping up in front of my yard, sweeping the glass up out of the street, right? Stuff that they was like, man, the city's supposed to do that. They do, but then the city don't live right here. We do. And if our tires get flat, the city, even if the city pay for it, it's going to take time, effort, and energy to get them to do so. So then I started to just shift some of the way that I thought and saw things, which shifted the things that I did and my actions, which shifted the life that I was living, even in the midst of where I was, right? I found an oasis in the space that I was in. And I still navigated, survived, made it through that environment. So you can put whatever meaning on life you want, and then you can respond to it the way you want. Don't mean that you're gonna instantly feel better. Don't mean that people gonna instantly accept it either. People gonna be frustrated when they see the change in you. People gonna not like it when they see the change in you. But I learned that your real friends, your real family, the people who really love and care about you, gonna find a way to adjust to be in your life and for you to be in theirs. Because that's what happened for me. And people still lived their lives like they wanted, and I lived the life that I wanted, right? And I didn't have to run from them. And I didn't even have to run from my environment. Um, and I find success in the environment that I grew in and grow up in and that I'm culturally from. So it is a take a strategy and and it is a process, but it's actually possible. So I'm gonna go log out here because I'm like 10:30 in. So I've been talking. Love doing this stuff, teaching. I love educating people, love supporting people, love seeing people go from I can't do it, you don't understand that I just can't do it, to they do it and they be so happy that they can't even hide their joy. They want to hide it, but they can't. Man, I just love that. I love that experience of watching people overcome themselves. Um, you are special. You are important. Every chromosome, every electron, neutron, uh, every cell of your body is a unique and important aspect of this world and this creation. And you are special, and we absolutely need you. You matter, and we need you. And tap into those things, feel the greatness in you, then share that with other people to help them feel their greatness and experience their greatness. And I'm logging out, tuning out, and I will see you later. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, share this video. Nobody told you today, this week, this month, or this year. I love you. I believe in you. And we out.